Good morning, it's Tour de Fleece day 21. We skipped right over 20 because I successfully took a rest day. It's also the first day of the final Tour de Fleece vlog. I'm kind of sad about that. Though I will not pretend that putting out a new video every 4 days was easy. It started easy, and then I just started including more and more, and this last one took so much time to edit. None of them are really work intensive, just long. So because it's been a couple days, I do have things to show you. At Library Knitting Circle, I've finished Goblin Mode. I would like to apply this today. I don't know if I'm going to do a 2-ply or maybe a chain ply. I've chain plied before and I think it's fine. I should probably practice it more, but I might prefer this just 2-ply. The other thing I finished, where are they? Hold on. Okay, they're still a little bit damp, but I finished my socks. My Halloween socks. Just in time. As we know, the end of July is when I start having my Halloween feelings. Mid-June, really, but end of July is when I feel like it's appropriate to start pretending it's fall. In my opinion, August is fall. It's just really hot for some unknown reason. And then deep fall starts September 2nd. We know this. So I'm very happy with them. They fit really well, especially for not having any heel or any shaping. It's just spiral 3x3 rib. These fit much better than the standard socks I've knit before. So the alternative sock pattern journey continues. I did also spin some of that Polwarth at the library. I want to work on that a little bit too, so I will show you that later, just whenever I'm about to spin it. I didn't do a ton. I don't know, I like socializing at the knitting circle. So that's the plan for today. Ply, Goblin Mode, spin a little bit of Polwarth, maybe start a new project since these are off the needles. Who's to say? Oh, I can also now report. We talked about how this yarn is kind of scratchy. It is back up on the Hopi website, by the way. Their Halloween yarn is up. I ordered some. I will show you everything I got when it arrives. It's really not scratchy on my feet. It's not uncomfortable. And the 3x3 rib, I haven't worn it like in my shoes and walked around for a long time or anything, but just wearing them around the house last night, they were perfectly comfortable, and I'm not the least fussy person in the world by any means. So I think if you like a wool that feels a little bit sturdy, you would like this. Okay, I'll talk to you later for spinning time. It's spinning time. The Polwarth that I spun last night, it's a mess on the bobbin, partly because at the very last second the yarn, hello? Right before I was about to pack up and leave, the yarn broke and I was like, oh, okay, well, good timing. And partly because the first layer I put on the bobbin is always a mess, and I shrimply do not understand how to prevent that yet. Lyra, when I spin this yarn, people think it's you. So let's spin some more of that. I'm on my lunch break. I used a lot of my lunch break to sit and stare at the YouTube upload page and the caption generation page. But it's up. It's up as of like 90 seconds ago. Oh, she loves this. She's purring. Okay, spinning time. Polwarth update. I'm trying to even out the bobbin because it is very... I mean, you see it. This looks like a chess piece. That's what I've been working on. I'll probably work on this a little bit more tonight just until I can get the bobbin prettier, honestly. I don't want to leave it like this. And then I will do the Goblin Mode plying. Still haven't decided on 2-ply or chain ply. I have a couple hours to think about it. I mean, I have infinite time to think about it. No one's gonna make me ply it. I didn't think to record an update before I got all settled in, but it's Friday night. I'm off work. I started a new project. It's gonna be maybe like a tunic length tank top, maybe a dress, depending on how much time I have or how much yarn I have, with duplicate stitching on the front and back. Because it's at kind of an open gauge, I didn't want to do any type of, I don't want to say actual color work, because duplicate stitching is still hard and still valid. Cat jumped up here and scared me. But I think duplicate stitching is going to be my best bet for getting it to not pucker or be weird at all. The cat's just coming over here. Okay. I'm gonna watch The Offering. Sorry, we are going to watch The Offering. I'll let you know if it sucks. Okay, that was a movie. Parts of it were better than I expected. I think it fell apart in the last 30 minutes. I don't typically describe horror movies as good. I will say either I liked it or I didn't like it, because I know objectively most horror movies land pretty far away from good. And that's part of the experience to me. That's something I've accepted and I expect. Except now we're in this era of prestige horror movies, and I don't know what to do with that, and I like those too, and it makes me want more from other movies, and then I'm like, no, this isn't who I am. I want to watch something terrible. And that's my comprehensive review of The Offering. I mostly knit, but I also put Goblin Mode in a cake. I'm gonna do a 2-ply. I know I was thinking about chain plying this to practice that, but honestly, I just want it to be a 2-ply. With the bamboo and the hemp in here, I think it needs to stay a pretty lightweight yarn to become a lightweight thing. But then again, no, just do the 2-ply. Okay, let's do that. Regarding something, sorry to just jump in here, regarding something I said in a previous video about captions recently changing for me, I'm watching a video of someone who I know doesn't edit their captions, and they have punctuation now, and they have an interesting feature that I also have been experiencing, which is that the new automatic caption system hears music and types out the word heat and hey comma heat. That's not right, but it's happening to me too. So that answers that. There was a YouTube-wide automatic captioning system upgrade, and now things have punctuation, and they're slightly less incorrect than they were before. People should still fix their captions. Okay. I'm gonna go back to plying, and I'll show you when that's done. Okay, on second thought, it is completely dark out. I'm gonna keep plying, and I'll just show you in the morning. There's no point in showing you tonight, but that's what I'm gonna be working on. Signing off for the evening. See you tomorrow. Hello, good afternoon. It's day 22 of Tour de Fleece. I'm sweaty.
Did you know they made Goth Magic the Gathering cards?
See you later.
They're not very popular outside this car.
Okay, it's fully 2 p.m. and I've barely recorded anything today. I haven't so much as touched yarn, which is, as we know, the equivalent to me of touch grass. Ran some errands. Tried 7 Brew for the first time. We drive by it all the time, and there's always the longest line I've ever seen in my life. We've always wondered, why is it like that? I was very prepared to be disappointed, but unfortunately it was very good. Upsetting. So I'm about to get back to plying Goblin Mode. It's looking like this. I think I'm glad I went with the 2-ply. It's like a sport weight, maybe. Some fingering weight, some sport. Looks good. Later tonight, we're gonna open our Edge of Eternity's pre-release kits. And the Midnight Hunt booster packs were $3.99, which is the cheapest I've ever seen. That's because no one cares about Midnight Hunt or Crimson Vow except for me. This doesn't mean anything. Oh, I'm gonna say something mildly rude and completely out of context, and I'm not going to provide any context. All I'm going to say is, if you ever feel the need to message me to tell me how I should be making videos, make them yourself. Okay, bye. Hey, so when I turn the speed up on this thing, it moves across the table. Have we figured out how to avoid that? Because I have not. Let me know. It's done. I'm very happy with it. It's very squishy. The most annoying thing about this yarn through the entire spinning process has been, it is just like throwing fibery dust everywhere. Fibrous is the word, I guess. I would assume that's from the plant fibers included. I find that very annoying, but it is just a feature. There's nothing to be done about it. I'm gonna get this on the Nitty Naughty, get it washed, and then while this is soaking, I'm going to go back to the Polwarth. That's the plan today. See you momentarily. I don't know how I forgot to mention this, but I prevented my e-spinner from sliding around on the table at high speed. This doesn't make any sense to me. I tried it on a whim. by putting a granny square under it. We use these as coasters. I thought that would make it slide around more, but something in me thought it was still worth trying, and it worked, so whatever. We're done. You may notice that I have to change the orientation and the hand I'm using frequently. One shoulder has been dislocated and took like 1.5 years to recover from, and the other shoulder, bursitis. So I can't do anything for that long. I can do anything for a small amount of time. I can't do anything for that long. Gonna get this hanked up and in, I would say the bath for stinky boys again, but this is not a stinky boy. I looked at my table and I can now say the bath for dusty boys. This is going in the bath for dusty boys, and then I'm gonna dust. So putting the granny square under my e-spinner has kept it from wobbling around so much so that I can spin a lot faster now. And I didn't take that into account. Remember how I was trying to even out the bobbin? That's not working, but I am spinning a lot faster. Also, I just started watching The Hug. I thought it was a full-length movie, but the progress bar at the bottom says it's 5 minutes long. So I don't know what to think. I thought I was watching a movie. Oh well. Okay, that sucked. That was very disappointing. Now I'm gonna watch Lord of Misrule and eat all the chips in the house. Happy Saturday. My partner left to go to a party, so therefore I'm gonna eat all the chips in the house. And then I'll go back to spinning. I both feel like a huge-brained genius and just a total idiot for not thinking of this sooner, because the wheel moving around on the table, I keep calling it a wheel, the e-spinner moving around on the table, it actually doesn't matter what I call it, moving around on the table has genuinely been preventing me from spinning faster, and it's suddenly not a problem on the second to last day of Tour de Fleece. I try not to base any feelings of myself on my productivity. Of course I still do, because capitalism, but I could have gotten so much more done. But now I know. Oh well. Let's open booster packs. I haven't talked about magic on the channel in a while. Honestly, nothing has come out in a while that I've been super interested in. I was really into Duskmorn, but just an Innistrad fan. I love a braid. Everyone loves a braid. I'm not gonna show you every card. Lacerate Flesh, my 1,000,000th Courier Bat. If you hear little crunching noises, there's an animal making little crunchy noises behind me. My stepdaughter. Ooh, we got Lacerate Flesh. Doom Dissenter. Rot-Tie Gargantua. Hell yeah. I've opened so much Crimson Vow at this point that none of this is surprising, but I love Crimson Vow. Ooh, I got a foil swamp. That's a cool swamp. Now we have Midnight Hunt. I forgot, in Crimson Vow, the land and token cards are in the back, but in Midnight Hunt, they're in the front. I don't know why. Bird. Nothing that exciting in here. I love Deathbonnet Sprout and Deathbonnet Hulk. Okay, Flesh Taker rules just because of the art. This one's got some classics. Candle Trap, Homestead Courage, Larder Zombie. These are very Crossroads Candle Guide. A Pumpkin Man. Okay, one interesting thing happened. In those 4 packs, I got one of every land. That has never happened. I am always running low on one land or another, and it's usually mountains. I'm gonna go organize these and then back to spinning. If I look tall, it's because I'm standing on the walking pad. I've had a very sedentary couple of days, so I'm gonna get some walking in before my partner gets home. And then we're doing pre-release kits, and I might spin some more after that, but it'll be dark, so this is basically my sign-off for the evening. Tomorrow's the last day of Tour de Fleece. Oh, before I go, I did come up with a plan for the Polwarth. I have 3 4-ounce braids of it. Already spun one, working on the second. I want to dye them 3 different colors and ply them together. If anyone watching has had experience with dyeing singles before plying them together, or even just like soaking, washing them before plying, please let me know how that goes, because I've never plied together singles that were already like relaxed from water, I guess. So let me know anything special I need to know about that process. I'll obviously look up what I can, but you know, I like to hear from y'all as well, and your firsthand experience. So either way, I'll see you tomorrow for the final day of Tour de Fleece. Oh, and I will be knitting on the walking pad. I can't spin on the walking pad, but I can knit. I've decided to start the final day of Tour de Fleece the same way I started the first day of Tour de Fleece, which is gym, no eyebrows, pool, and then spinning all day. I just started a new audiobook too. It's just like 23 days ago. Okay, several things. I'm back, obviously. Goblin Mode is mostly dry. I'll put a picture of it in the sun because it looks cool. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. It's very soft. It's very soft. I am very excited to make something with this, but I have no ideas at the moment. One thing that happened when we opened our pre-release kits last night, we briefly thought I pulled a moderately valuable card, but my Sacred Foundry is regular foil, and it's the Galaxy foil version that is very expensive. This is like a $15 card. But I don't collect to sell. I play with my cards, and now I don't have to. I'm doing this to show the foil, and now I don't have to worry about keeping the condition perfect, you know, because it's not a $130 card. It looks cool though. So that was kind of funny. I'm currently spinning Polwarth. of course. I would love to finish this braid today. I don't know if that's reasonable, but that's how I'm gonna spend my final day of Tour de Fleece. At the end of this video, I will also show you everything I have made. We'll do a brief review, and then in my next long form video where I just sit down and talk about everything, I will go over everything in more detail and any project ideas I've come up with, all of that. So after this video, I'm gonna take a week off and then that next video will be one of the classic sit down, talk about what I've been working on type of videos. Working on the Polwarth. But I have the urge to stop this and work on something completely different, like the Corriedale that I've never spun before, that I have 8 ounces of. I just think it would be fun for the last day to try something new, and I don't want to try the alpaca right now, unfortunately. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it. This Polwarth has been a long-term project anyway. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, I have this dark brown Corriedale, 8 ounces of it. I want to get an idea of the staple length. That's decent. It's super crimpy. I love the fluff of this, and I want this to stay fluffy, and I want to make maybe a worsted weight. Maybe. So I think I'm gonna split it into, I don't know, maybe 3 sections and pre-draft it just a tiny bit. Turn the tension up and the speed way down. I'm just gonna experiment. I've never used this wool before, so let's see. Okay, I think so far so good. It's definitely harder to spin thick yarn. It just is. I don't know. It's harder to keep it consistent, but it's so fast. It's going very quickly. I am kind of assuming at this point it's 2:19 p.m. I'm probably going to be able to fill this bobbin and maybe even ply it today. I did have to be reminded in the comments of my last video, very, very kindly. My commenters are like the nicest people on earth. I don't know how, but I appreciate it. Was reminded that resting my singles will help prevent the tangles, but I don't really want to. If I had more time, I think next year I will try to plan things out a little bit better so that I can spin singles, ply the first singles, ply the second singles, spin singles, so that things have a day or so to rest. I don't know. Sometimes things take a lot longer than I expect, and sometimes they take way less time than I expect, so I don't know that I would be able to plan that out so exactly. But I'm also pretending that it matters what I accomplish in this set period of time. It doesn't at all. I am accountable to no one. I am doing this for fun. And yet, I still want to spin as much as possible. I don't know. So I'm going to keep spinning this Corriedale. I am feeling very congested. We've gone back and forth and over my weird, inconsistent allergies, and some people don't like when I call it allergies. I don't really care. Gives me allergy symptoms. You're not here editing out all of the sniffles, so I'm gonna keep calling it allergies. My reaction to wool sometimes appears the same way as seasonal allergies, so it is what it is. I've still never had a skin reaction, and I can just wear a mask while I spin. I will check in with you in like an hour, show you what I've gotten done. Yeah, see you then. It's actually 2 hours later. I took a break to make a quiche thing and marinate tofu, but here's where we're at, and here is where I'm stopping. I'm at the halfway mark on the bobbin, so that should be 4 ounces. That should be half of the 8-ounce bag that I have, so makes sense to me to do this in 2 skeins. And as you can probably tell, the last day of Tour de Fleece, I'm looking for an easy win here. I wanted to try something new. I want it done. I want to show you. You know, I want to finish strong. That's it. So I am gonna apply this without letting it rest. Yes, I know I should be doing that. But again, when I'm not on a deadline, again, a self-imposed deadline, I will have that time and I will have that ability to plan. And right now I simply don't. It's the last day. And this is not to say I won't be showing spinning in the future. I absolutely will. But for my first Tour de Fleece, like I said, I want to end strong. We did it. Last spin of Tour de Fleece. I'm gonna get this on the Nitty Naughty. I will say, not as bulky as I was trying to make it, not as chunky as I expected, but definitely less of an issue this time because I don't have a plan for this yarn. I don't have an active project that I'm finishing this for. And I do expect it to fluff up with washing, but because today is the last day of Tour de Fleece, you won't see the washed and dried version until my next overview, what I've been working on video. So the next thing you're gonna see is this hanked up and then everything I've worked on through Tour de Fleece. There will be a couple of things that I didn't start and finish during Tour de Fleece, but anything I worked on during Tour de Fleece, I will show you all of that. And then again, we'll talk about all of it in the next video. Yay. It feels appropriate to end my final Tour de Fleece vlog over here with Waluigi. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. Not only was it my first Tour de Fleece, but it was also my first time doing this much intentional vlogging, not just to add into another video. I am genuinely surprised at how many people watch them. They're not my most popular videos, but that has never and will never stop me from making something. So I just wanted to say thank you for going on this adventure with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.